Hello everyone, welcome to the workshop. Thanks for watching again. I'm following the series of the swap of the e30, creating a race car. So I removed the M40 engine, 1.6, 8 valves. Came off pretty easily, even if the e30s you can't remove the front of the face because it's all welded together. It's built to last, not like the e36 where you have to remove like 2 points of welding and the front will come off. So as showed in previous videos. So now I have the cables of the M44 engine ready here. And the cables of the M40, the old cables. So this is a full piece of cables that goes inside the cabin of the car, and differently as the e36, where there's a box here where the ECU is, the calculator, the computer of the engine. They pass the mat of cables through the wall of the engine bay, and it goes directly inside the inside of the car. So you have to remove the glove box. You just have to remove 2 pins here. Well, that's pretty easy. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on details. I believe if you start something like that, you have some knowledge. So just discover by yourself. Nothing fancy, nothing difficult here. Okay, so you have to remove the glove box, and then you will see here the ECU is here with the connector, and all the cables, they go straight through the wall. And that's what I was showing you on the other side. So now I'm going to remove the ECU here, and I'm gonna remove all the cables, all the mat of cables, because my idea is to have the ECU, the new one, installed here inside. So for the purpose of the video, for the moment, I will remove the old cables. I will put the new cables in. I will not take a lot of time in installing the ECU inside for the moment. This is something I will do later. So my first goal is to install the engine, the M44 engine, inside the rooster. Connect all the connectors of the cables of the engine of the M44. Connect the battery, connect the fuel lines, and start it without coolant. I don't care. I just want to start it, have it running for 2-3 seconds, making sure that the engine starts. So I can run the engine and make sure that all the connections are done correctly, that the engine is running. That's the most important for me. The engine starts and the idle is correct, and that's it. I will not running for a long time because there will be no coolant, no radiator installed. Once that is done, that will be a great success for the project. One of the also details I want to talk to you is you have to adapt the connector of the e30 to this mat of cables here. So there are like, I think there's 13 cables inside. Well, at least there are 13 cables we are interested in. So you have to make welding on these 13 cables and adapt this connector. So they are a little bit smaller on the e30s than on the e36. They're a little bit different. But so this is, the purpose is that you install the cables and the connector to the standard connector bay here, which goes to the relay and fuse box. I have the cables here those are of the e36, the M44 engine. So that's the cables that I'm going to use. I removed the plug, the M42, the X20 plug of the e36. I removed everything because I wanted to check there are. I need to connect two green cables, one green cable for the calculator. That's the alimentation, the source of power for the EQ. And I've just checked that it's connected to the correct plug here, which is number 21. So I found two cables and I didn't know which one to use, so I had to follow as this connector here is going to the trash directly. So I opened everything and I follow the cables and they connect both together just here. So I will need to connect the two green cables that are here. So I've separated. This is the full cables. There are two cables here that goes to the diagnostic plug. These cables are now shut down. I used some thermical tube here wrapped around, put around, and with some with the gun heater here, I've shrinked it down and just fold it so it makes a perfect isolation for humidity, water, whatsoever. So I have done the same to the cables that go to the connector that are going to be also not used, because the installation here is much more easier, much more simpler on e30. You have less information like consumption of gasoline, but I believe that will be still. I don't know. There are some informations that we don't need to connect to the old installation. So now this is the installation of the e30, the M40 engine. So I'm gonna cut the wires here, and I'm gonna connect and weld the wires I need to the cables I'm going to use, which are here. Okay, so that's the C101 connection that we're gonna use and weld to the e36 cables. So I removed the cables that we are not going to use. I applied the same method with the other mat of cables, and these are the 11 cables we are going to use. So this has to be welded directly to the cables of the E36, and then all this mat of cables goes in the E30, and so you need to connect it to the battery, to the relay case, all the masses all around. But they are all, when I removed it, they are all labeled. You can see the labels here in white. So everything is labeled. I strongly recommend you to do so. So you will earn a lot of time, save a lot of time when connecting this back together. So now I'm gonna proceed and weld this, and I will then show you the result.
Audio Jungle.
So all the cables are now welded, and I've wrapped everything back together to accommodate now in the car when the engine is in.